I don't know. I don't know what today's intentions are. We'll just go live and see what happens. Holding space. What do people do at at the 5 o'clock hour? That's funny because 5 o'clock hour has always been one of my favorites. This transitional hour from one gig to the next, or right before dinner, or driving home from work. What do people do to entertain themselves? So I had a couple options today: go to the gym, go thrifting, go to the gym, or do a live stream. So I was sort of like sitting here and thinking, well, shall I pull cards? Shall I answer questions? Is anyone even online? And I just sort of thought to myself, well, go live and see if anything happens. So I am looking up here because right above me is three, working on four shelves full of oracle cards, tarot cards, affirmation cards, and we could pull a card. We could absolutely pull a card, get a message. I haven't really been doing that in a while. Kind of just been working the 9 to 5 and then I guess rotting or embracing burnout. So I have some new decks that are kind of interesting that will get put on as a flip through or an oracle deck review. I've got Carolyn Miss, her archetype cards. Good cards. Was kind of hoping for more of a guidebook. Those are kind of fun, but I'd like to use those like if there actually are people in the live stream, like actually pull people cards. I just got Tarot of the Trees. That's kind of fun. But yeah, just sort of pop it on here to see if anybody pops on with me. If not, I can always delete. If no one comes in, I can always delete. Nobody will even know that I was here. So, what kind of message could we get? Like a general message? Maybe Sadie Marie needs a message. Oh, I got this Italian, I think it's Italian, uh, quite the interesting deck. This was kind of a splurge. I got this. You know what? Let's do this. So this is a deck to help you kind of figure out like where you're going in your life, what you're doing. It is based on archetypes. Some of these cards are not actually maybe appropriate for online. Of course, those will be the ones that I pull. But there is a little bit of a spread here, and I can pull any one cards. I mean, I could pull an archetype card for you from this. I would assume you pronounce this Intuiti, Creative Cards. Very colorful archetypal cards. The creator says, this is a tool for personal growth and transformation. It pushes you. It's pretty kind of harsh, like, be honest. It pushes you to constantly challenge yourself, to avoid excuses, and it broadens the imagination, allowing us to get away from simple, momentary adjustment, guiding us towards deeper solutions. This guide collects the complete study of Intuiti's archetypes, allowing a deeper use of the cards. So the cards are very colorful. And it is kind of interesting. If you ask a question, the responses in the guidebook and then in the teeny tiny book, they're kind of good. They're kind of good, depending on where you're at. Let's see what the spreads are. And yeah, I'll just hang out for a bit before I go. I think I'm going to thrift a little bit tonight. It's time to change the pillows on the porch. The seasons are changing, and so must the pillows. Here is a here maybe is one. A spread for a creative block. So that might be an interesting one for myself because, yeah, like, what do I want to be doing? Do I, like right after work, that's always like a critical time for me. Like, I either have to act and do something like right now, or I will do nothing. So it's like, don't lose the oomph of the motivation. Do you want to make a video? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to take a walk? Do you like, what do you want to do? And then sometimes if you can't decide, you get stuck knee deep in the muck of indecision and you cannot do anything. You're just like, well, now it's 9 p.m. Good night. And everyone knows you can't fall asleep at 9 p.m. So you'll be up late and you still haven't done anything. So creative block. Here's a little 4-card spread that we could do. And then if you're watching this later after I've given up on it, maybe it will help you decide what to do next. So you choose 4 cards, A, B, C, and D. A is how I feel now in the block. So we're in the block, the first card, A, and we choose a card that tells us how we feel. Defeated, confused, uninterested. Like you can kind of like with these questions even like gauge like where you're at if you are feeling a creative block. The second card, B, is how I'd like to feel. So how would you like to feel? Well, obviously you would like to feel more creative. Obviously you'd like to have more energy. Like how would you like to feel? So there's how you feel right now, and then there's how you would like to feel. So that's going to be the first 2 cards that we pull. Then C, the third card, is nature of the block. So one for the nature of the problem. Like, so what is the problem even? Like, where's this creative block coming from? Are you working a 9-to-5 job that makes your brain turn to mush and then you just don't have any juice left to follow your passions? Is your creative block based on a financial reason? Like, what's the nature of this block? And then finally, what could help you? Then try to say aloud what the cards suggest to you. So that's what we're going to do right now. Figure out your creative block. Figure out what you can do to understand it and what you can do to feel better. All right, so 4 cards. 4 cards, Sadie. Just hang in there for 4 freaking cards. Yeah, I don't have much patience with live streams, even though, flashback, I did used to have a lot of fun doing live streams, and it's really getting popular on YouTube, and I would do more of them. Maybe. I mean, I would totally do more of them. I would love to do more of them, but getting everyone together. And see, like a lot of times, like I think people tune into live streams like later on, and I'm just probably not gonna stay up too late. Okay. Wow, how I feel. A creative block. How I feel. The first card. Don't you tell me how I feel. Cards. All right, here's the card. How you're feeling right now with this creative block. All right, here it is. So first of all, look at the card and see how it makes you feel. You know, before you even look in any guidebook, you look at the artwork, you look at the colors. Like on like the one hand, this looks like a pretty star, but look how stretched out in all directions. Like your creative block, it's like, okay, like think of like the 7 of Cups in the tarot, like making a decision, like which direction do you go? Northwest, northeast, like there's just all these directions. So the first one is how you feel, and we got 110. So I'm going to read like out of this little tiny book, and then I'll actually look in the bigger book, because I have noticed that the explanations are a little bit different. So the short condensed answers to the question, how do I feel? 110 says, he had loved her. Really. When he realizes that he has lost her forever, he wonders how others can endure such pain. So the story is about a lost love. Describe aloud the way you'd surely fail. Ooh. So the way you might be feeling right now is like you're a failure. Yeah. And it says for 110, he genuinely loved her. Yeah. When he realized he had lost her, he wonders how others can handle such pain. So this is acceptance of transformation, of a new and completely different vision. If we don't embrace it, but we resist it, it could turn into an emotional blockade. So the way you're feeling right now with this creative block could be tied to past failure, to be a little bit hesitant of transforming into something new because you know that what was will never be again. And if you don't embrace this new and completely different vision of yourself, it could turn into an emotional blockade. So let's just say right now, for shits and giggles, you are blocked. It is an emotional blockade. Like you're having trouble. You're feeling like you're having trouble transitioning into a new you, a completely different you. So how do you know what to do to be creative when you don't even know who you are anymore? Okay. Next, so that's that. So that is that. Now, how would you like to feel? How would you like to feel? Okay, you want to be certain probably, but let's see what the cards say. How would you like to feel? Creative, energetic, passionate, jumping at opportunities, throwing cards on the floor. Okay, how would you like to feel? More of a golden... Oh, look at this. This to me says opportunities coming towards you. It could be taken aggressively, but how would you like to feel? Secure in who you are, knowing who you are. Let's see what 101 says. How I'd like to feel. Draw an outline, analyze rationally. So being certain. Here's the story. He owns an invincible sword. When they recognize it, nobody dares to challenge him because that is an invincible sword. He is the only one who knows the truth. The sword is invincible because he never had to use it. So how would you like to feel? Invincible. Like you're not going to fail. That's what these cards are saying. So there's your blockage. You're afraid to fail. You feel very vulnerable, like you will fail again because you fail at everything. That's not even nice, but it's probably true. And that's what's holding you back from what it is that you want to do. So another thing that 101 says, how would you like to feel? Mentally powerful. The root of mental power. It is logos, reason, and words. There is nothing more powerful and dangerous than a clear, lucid view of the world. The awareness of this alone can crush enemies and problems. So what you would like is mental power. You would like invincibility. You would like certainty. You would like clarity. And you would like a new view of the world that you do feel invincible. So you need to analyze what you actually truly want more rationally and draw a diagram, apparently. All right, Moving on our little spread that we're going to finish doing. So the nature of this block, of this problem, like what's the nature of this problem? Was it failure at love or failure at your last project? Was it the failing? The nature of this creative block that's holding you back. Let's see what it says. Ooh, okay. I feel like we should maybe look at that one too. Like one fell out and then maybe we will look at the other one. Ooh, whoa. What is the nature of this block? It's pretty intense looking at this. It's like wrapped up, got you really quite unable to move. Let's see what number 1 says. Go back to the start. Yes, the nature of this block is literally beginning again because you are not who you used to be. Go back to the start. He tells someone that he will become the best pilot in the world. He tells someone else that he will be the king of the pirates. To others, he says that he will become a genius of music. He is satisfied with his changeable purposes because they are all true, and nobody can contradict him because he is a child with the dreams of 1,000 possible existences still in his eyes. So the nature of the block could be that you literally just can't decide who you want to be. You're still a child. You're a 45-year-old child. Almost 46. And it's like, wait, on the one hand, it's kind of exciting to go back to the start. But on the other hand, it's like, oh my God, really? All right, let's see this other card that was kind of peeking and popping up. So we're talking about the nature of this creative block. All right, 308. Wow, I'm having so much fun. I almost don't even know that I'm the only one here in this live stream. All right. 308. He gathers the time. He takes the minutes and compresses them into small sphere-shaped bullets. They are instant, already past, that throb strongly in the thin space. When he shoots them in the air, there is the roar of an entire minute exploding in one single moment. The rumble of a memory. So this is saying to synthesize everything and deduce the concept. And number 1 was saying begin again like you're a child. So the nature of this block is like having the beginner's mind to start again. Something about time too. Like you're just like, I don't have the time to begin again. I don't have the time to reinvent myself. But that's exactly what you're going to have to do if you want to be creative again. You have 1,000 possibilities. So now the guidebook is not in color, but just to look at this one again, that says go back to the start, the nature of your block. This was the child telling, oh, I'm going to be a pilot. Oh, I'm going to be a pirate. I'm going to be the king of pirates. I'm going to be a musical genius. There is satisfaction in these fickle aims as they are all true and no one can challenge them. So no one can challenge your dreams except you. So harbor those infinite possibilities. So this is the flame that has not yet been lit. The morning light that carries all the hopes of a day that is about to start, a moment when anything can happen. It is the beginning. It carries the power of the first act. The magician playing with the elements, the child harboring in his eyes the dream of infinite possible realities. So we find the premise of a life that is about to actualize. It holds the joy of illusion, which can easily become the illusion of joy. It is linked to the start. So the nature of your creative block is literally in the starting of it. The question is, am I worried or am I excited about something new, about starting something new? If it worries me, is it because I fear I'm not up to the challenge, or is it simple laziness? So is it linked to your past failures, or are you just being lazy? So how does this card make you feel? Do you like it or not? People who like this card usually have a good relationship with the initial phase of things. They get excited about new challenges and they trust their abilities. Now, on the contrary, if this card brings you discomfort, the person who chose it tends to feel, if you're thinking, oh, I hate that, do you feel anxious and powerless when facing that which is new? The fear of failure is so strong that the preferred choice is to not start at all. Dang, this is pretty good for discovering the creative block. The creative block of being scared of those past failures and not thinking that you can handle starting over, not thinking you have time, not thinking you can handle the pain of failing again. But you have to start over because you're really bored. All right, last card. What could help me? What could help me? Then, after we pull this last card, you're supposed to say out loud what these cards suggest to you and, put your own intentions out there of what you would like. All right. What could help me? What could help you with this creative block? This feeling of, I don't even feel like starting. I'm either lazy or I'm so afraid of change or newness. I don't have the energy to recreate myself. I don't have the time. This is what's blocking you creatively. Is it excuses? Is it insecurity? Who cares? What could help me? What could help? Whoa. What could help? All right, what could help? Ooh, this guy, I suppose. So maybe not being afraid of that unknown path, facing your fears. Don't let the idea of failure turn you off. So X, a V, and what is that, 18? I don't know, these Roman numerals. Let's see here. Ooh, here it is. Here's your message. What could help you? Trust the irrational. You must feel, not see. So the other day at work, I heard, I think it was Abraham Hicks. I was listening to a video of theirs and it said irrational joy. And I was like, yes, joy that is so uncalled for, it's irrational. You need to trust the irrational joy that life could bring you, not because of what you see, but because of how you feel. With eyes closed, she goes down the dark, winding stairs. One step after another, she perceives some changes in her body. At first, she becomes narrow and starts to crawl like a baby. Then her face gets longer and hair grows all over her body. She continues to go down in the shape of a beast. In the darkness, and she hears the moans of desire, feels the burning hope, and sees the sparkle of terror. And she continues to go down in the dark abyss of a dream that contains all the other dreams. That's some deep, 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 deep. Trust the irrational. You must feel, not see. So, what can help you? Getting a little bit crazy. Getting through that first scary dream of starting something new, because that dream contains all the other dreams. Now this is in the tarot. This is usually the moon card. The moon or the subconscious. So this is deception and fantasy. The light and darkness enhances beauty and lengthens scary shadows. We are in an imaginative and distorted dimension. Blackness generates illusions shaped by our deepest thoughts. It is the realm of the night, the arts, the reflections on dark waters where images move quickly and irrationally. It is the inner journey. The inner journey seeking that feminine principle which produces the dreams that birth receptiveness. So what can help you is being receptive to these feelings that are going to help guide you. Here lies the beast that torments us. We should gather the courage to stare it in the eyes, recognizing it, to stop it from becoming the animal ruler of our nightmares. This is femininity, the side of us we often forget. The question is, and this is going to help you feel better, it's going to help you through your creative block. The question is, just in case you're sleeping, how do I feel? How do I feel? That's the question that's going to help you. How do I feel? What are my irrational beliefs? Do I follow them or am I wary? And why am I distrustful? So your feelings will be the guiding light through the first dream that might scare the living bejesus out of you. But then if you get to this dream and you go through it, it will lead you to all your other dreams and they won't be as scary. Because the only reason why this first one's going to be scary for you is because you've been making yourself fearful of even taking the first step. You've been making yourself fearful of even dreaming that you could be king of the pirates. Like you've not even allowed yourself those childlike fantasies of becoming more, of being anything, of having potential. Like now living life is scary to you. So you need to trust the irrational. The story is, she descends a spiral staircase with his eyes closed. Step by step, she feels a shape shift. This is scary stuff for anyone who tries to look pretty. First, she shrinks and starts crawling like a baby. Then her face elongates and hair starts covering her body. She keeps going down in the dark as a beast now. She can hear the moans of desire and the sparks of terror. But here's the golden nugget. She keeps going into the dark abyss of the dream that collects all dreams. So, how does this card make you feel? You'll like this card if you have a good relationship with the irrational world, then you will like this card. With what you can feel but can't explain. If you need to follow intuitions that are impossible to justify but that you decide to trust nonetheless. So if you're that kind of person, this card isn't going to bother you. Now, you will find this card difficult if you shiver at the mere thought of a baseless concept. And if you live by the rule, if I can't prove it, it doesn't exist, then you won't like this card. And it probably won't help you, but it might help you. This archetype invites you to descend into the irrational world and follow your subconscious. So either way, whether you like it or not, you're going to have to dig a little deeper and understand that all of your beliefs are coming from your subconscious mind. And if you're being held back, it's a belief that you have in your darkness. So transcend into the irrational world and follow your subconscious. The advice is to trust the dreams you dream at night and trust your hunches. This symbol also warns avoiding an excess in distortion. Have we misinterpreted the situation? Were we completely detached from reality? This is a good time to shed light in the dark. So that's what's going to help you on your creative block so that you can dream all your dreams, find the time and the direction to make one of them come true for you. All right, I'm officially going to go do something else. But anyways, if you watch us in the future, please comment. And if you would like me to try it again, please let me know, and I will. If you do want me to do more live streams, then I think that would probably require you putting on the bell, the notifications, so that we can catch each other. If not, adios. Follow your dreams.